Hi, well, it's Kathy and I'm back again. So this is day 14 of the Tour de Fleece, and I am going to start off by skein up this green that I have been working on. This has been sitting on the bobbin overnight. I applied this yesterday. So this is my XL bunny, IXCHEL bunny, which is a combination of, what have we got, camel, bunny, silk and cashmere in here. And so I'm just going to kind of wind this on, then I am going to hopefully get around to spinning my silk, which you can kind of see sitting on the back of the chair over here. So this is my other XL bunny fibre or plait that I have had sitting in my stash for quite a while. And when I say quite a while, I'm talking like a number of years. So why have I not spun these up before now? Probably because I have only just been thinking, well, I just didn't know what I was going to do with them. Like this green one, I still don't know what I'm going to do with this green, but at least it's spun up now and I can find something to do with it. I am thinking the silk that I might just spin that up into a single by itself and then ply it with a single of wool, which I will have to find some wool that is matching red, but at the moment I don't have anything, so that does mean I have to go out and buy some red fibre. But then it can just sit on my bobbin for a while, because I think since it's silk, it's going to spin up very thinly, which means that it's probably going to take me a while to do. Now I'm going to keep winding this on without well, at the moment, see, my bobbin makes a noise, so it's not a really nice noise to have to listen to. So I will just finish this now and I will continue scanning this up and I'll come back to you later. Well, I'm back again. I have wound off my last skein. So this was, where are we? So this is the skein that I had just spun off, the camel, bunny, silk and cashmere. And did I just say I have just spun this off? I have just wound this off, wound it off. So here it is on the niddy noddy, looking very nice. And yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It looks good. I'm quite happy with it. And what I am planning to do now is I have, that's the same label. I was going to show you the label, excuse me. I'm going to have to go in front of the, this one here is what I'm going to be spinning next. So this is by XL Bunny as well. And as I was saying, I have had this one in my stash for a couple of years as well. So this is the lovely silk fibre. And I'm just starting to undo the plait. So if you can see, there's a little bit of colour variation in this. So I thought what I'll end up doing first is just undoing the plait. Then I'm going to have to probably tease it out a bit. I mean, like I said, I have had this for a few years. So if you can see, the silk is quite compacted. And so I thought I would just start by just hand teasing this out and see how we go. Actually, I might even break it down. I might strip it back into, yeah, so maybe even just little lengths like this to begin with, and it's a little bit tangled. We'll see how we go here with this. I'll see if I can continue to make some. That's what happens when you have fibre sitting in your stash for far too long, isn't it? You end up gets compressed. I mean, sometimes wool can get compressed down almost to a kind of slightly felted stage. So I think just to start with, I'm just going to roll these up into some nice little balls. So I'm going to make kind of some little balls like this that then I can end up teasing those out. This might be a bit more, seems to be, it's just going to be a little bit, but I'll just wing it, a bit haphazard actually with the amount of fibre in each one of these balls, I think, and I'll just spin them up and they'll have their own kind of colour gradient. This one looks a little bit thicker than the last one that I did, but I think this is probably the best way to do it. Originally I was thinking about spinning this just straight from the full plait, but now I can't even find the end. Where is it? Here it is. But I think, no, it definitely needs to be broken up. This one could probably go into thirds, and then I will end up with a few little balls to work from, so it makes it a lot easier, and hopefully then my fibres won't get as tangled. I'll just do a bit more. I know this makes exciting videoing, doesn't it? Watching me do this, but it's all part of the process, really, isn't it? It's what we all enjoy. Well, I don't know if we all enjoy it, but it is part of the process, and I know there are a lot of people out there with spinning who just enjoy the process, all the processes, whether that's taking a fleece and skirting it to washing it to prepping it to all the different things we do before we actually get down to even spinning. It's just all part of the process, isn't it? But I must admit, since it's tour de fleece, I mean, sometimes the prepping is a little bit annoying, or not annoying, but it takes up time away from our spinning time. Okay, so here we are. I've got 4 little balls here and a fifth piece in my lap. So I'm just going to put these to the side for the moment, and I will start with this one. The reason why I'm just showing you this instead of spinning at the moment is because my wheel is still making that terrible squeaky noise. I had a listen to it. I sat down next to it. I think it's coming from near where my wheel, I don't know how to explain it, where the wheel is joined through the centre of the wheel. I don't know how to explain it, but the middle of the wheel. Maybe you can kind of see down here somewhere where my finger is, somewhere down around that space. And I'm so hoping it's not the bits, I don't know what to even call it. There's like a bolt that kind of runs through here, holds the wheel to this part, and then there's in between the wheel and this upright, there is a metal, I was going to say a washer, but it's not even a washer. It's like a metal swivelly bit. I'm kind of hoping that's not the bit that's on the way out as well, because that would be something else to replace. And I mean, my hook here on the wheel is so close to breaking. It is hanging on by a tender hook. I don't know if you probably can't even see it, but it's where the wool has sat. It has made a big huge groove in there and worn away the metal, and anytime soon it is going to wear its way totally through there, and I'm going to have to put another hook in. I've got a hook on the other side, so I might take that hook off and put it back in there. It's like I said, I've had this wheel for a long time, so everything feels like everything is about to give way all at the same time, which would be nice if it didn't, but unfortunately it does sound like it. My poor old wheel has done me well. It has given me lots and lots of spinning and lots of enjoyment, and hopefully it will give me lots more, but I think it will be needing a bit of TLC, and yeah, I don't know what else or how much to spend on fixing it. They're so expensive to buy a new Major Craft, and even though it would be nice to have a nice little portable Major Craft, yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do. I'll wait and see, but for the moment I will just keep spinning on this one, hoping for the best, and hopefully you won't have to hear too much of the squeaky of the wheel, because I'll just leave that for when I'm not videoing. Maybe just a bit more talking, less spinning at the moment. So at least this is opening up quite nicely, so it'll make it a lot easier to spin, hopefully, and I will start spinning. I'll see how it goes, and then maybe I will talk to you a bit later on today. If I don't, I will talk to you all tomorrow, and otherwise, or I might just pop a photo in at the end to show you what I've done. I think you've seen enough of me doing this, and I will talk to you all later. Bye. Hi, well, I'm back again, and I thought I would just show you. I have just started spinning this, so let me have a look. See, so I think I'm on my second little ball of this. So I've kind of, only got a little bit left to go of this. I thought I had just fixed the squeak in my wheel, because remember how I was telling everyone that I had to fix my wheel, that it had broken. So I had fixed the wheel, and then I was looking at it and I realised that actually the rods that I had joined to my pedals were joined, the rods were joined to the wrong pedals. So I have just changed them over, and I thought, oh well, hopefully that would stop the squeak, but it hasn't. As you can tell, it is still squeaking, but for a minute there, for a little while, it had stopped. So now I am thinking I'm going to probably have to try and get some oil out or something and give it a bit of an oil just on the wheel hub, I think. I'm not quite sure where my oil is. I think it's probably in the other room. But at least I am doing, well, I'm kind of getting my way through this. It's probably a bit hard to show you, but if you can probably see it there, this is nice and thin. This is silk, 100% silk, so it is, nice and thin and spinning up quite easily, but it's definitely not going to be a quick spin. So I think this will be my spin, well, definitely over the weekend. And I've just been catching up on some other Tour de Fleece videos. I'm going to stop because that is making so much noise. I've been catching up on some other Tour de Fleece videos while I've been spinning, and then I have also then thought, oh, maybe I would like to get my fleeces, or at least a couple of my fleeces, down from the shed and give them a really good skirt and wash only just the best bits of the fleece. In the past, I've tried to keep as much of the fleece as I possibly can because I don't like to waste any, but now I'm just kind of thinking maybe what I need to do is just get them down, give them a wash, just use the really good clean bits the easy bits to spin. Why am I fighting with fleece and dirty bits of fleece? I don't know. Because it's just, yeah, I've got other things I probably should be doing with that time. The other thing I also am looking forward to is doing a bit of dyeing, because I really want to dye some fleece to spin, but not necessarily, not for the Tour de Fleece. I think, well, this is, what are we day 14 today? I think it is day 14. So, you know, like that's 2 weeks. We're 2 weeks in. We've only got 1 week to go of the Tour de Fleece. There is, of course, the Tour de Femme. Maybe for the Tour de Femme I could do a bit of the fleece preparation. I feel that I just compared to previous years where I've been doing fleece, just spinning fleece, I have, well, so far I have not spun anywhere near as much as I would have spun if I was just spinning fleeces. Like when I was spinning for this jumper, this is my white Birkin, but you can't see it because it's kind of underneath my top. But when I was spinning this fleece, I mean, it was really easy. The fleece was there. I just kept spinning and spinning and spinning, and I ended up with a lot of skeins. Mind you, they were a lot thicker than what this silk is here. So, can't complain about that. And so all I'm going to say is I'm just going to keep spinning with my silk. I've got to stop, sorry, because it's making noise. And as you can see, I've closed the curtains because it's dark outside. Even though it's still early evening, I'm going to probably just finish this and then go and have a rest in terms of like give spinning a rest, not have a rest. And then I will also have to think about what colour I'm going to ply this with. If you can see, first of all, I was thinking about plying it with like a deep red, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't want to ply it with a light colour. I'm even tempted to, I don't know, but I do like the kind of like the reddy colour here. So I have to have a look and see what fleece or what kind of tops I can find that I can buy that might match this colourway. But it is spinning up quite nicely. I'm looking forward to it. I think this will be really nice as a 1-ply silk and a 1-ply wool. I think that's my option for the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause for a minute and then I'm going to show you my skein from yesterday. And I'm back. So this was the Angora and wool that I spun up yesterday. I'll come in close. Let's see if I can show you. This was the, there we go. Yeah. So this was the Angora that when it was on the bobbin and I was pulling it out, it was just kind of falling apart. But now that I've put it with the wool, it's holding together really nicely. And of course the wool, which when I had plied it together was very yellow, had a lot of lanolin and stuff in it. That's all washed out. And this is really nice and soft. I mean, the bunny, the Angora is incredibly soft and lovely. There's not much here because I was only just plying off what I had done. So maybe the bunny has redeemed itself with me. Maybe I will keep plodding along with the bunny and ply it, you know, like blend it with some other wool and see how I go. But at the moment also I am just enjoying spinning the silk, and I enjoyed spinning the wool, and I didn't have to worry about little tufty bits flying around everywhere in the air. But anyway, so this is really lovely. This is going well. I'm going to continue this for the next couple of days. That's probably about as much excitement that's going to happen Monday. So today's Friday. I've got Saturday and Sunday. I will spin up the rest of this. And then Monday is a rest day, I think. I'm pretty sure Monday is a rest day. And then I will have a think over the weekend. We can have a chat tomorrow and I will see maybe what I might end up doing next week for my spin, because I think this will get finished on the weekend. I have no idea what I'm going to spin next week. I have stuff around. I have stuff that I could spin. Just have to work out what it's going to be. The other thing I've been thinking about as well is like I really feel inspired to try quite a few different types of fleeces. Like I've seen people have got some like mystery boxes and surprise boxes for Tour de Fleece, where they've got a whole heap of different kind of fleeces, and I'm like, oh, that would be really nice. Oh, I like the idea of doing that. I might see if I can find some other people locally who might like to do that with me. That would be a bit of fun. Yeah. Anyway, just thoughts at the moment. Thinking about all the things I could spin, and not to forget that once the Tour de Fleece is over, I am going to have to madly get back into some of my other crafts, which I have neglected totally for this whole month while I'm spinning. I have done a tiny bit of knitting and nothing much else. So I'm going to have to get back into my other crafts. But that's a whole different video, and we'll talk about that later after the Tour de Fleece has finished. Anyway, I hope everyone is having lots of fun, and I will get back to you tomorrow with a bit more of the old spinneroonie. Yes.